Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here in Antwerp with another brew review for you guys. And yeah, you might have guessed it, today we are having the third of 7 American beers that I got from Robert and John when they visited Antwerp. So yeah, I keep saying it, I'm very grateful. I can't thank you guys enough. Now, we are gonna have one by Long Live Beerworks, and this is another young craft brewery. By young I mean it was founded in 2016 by Armando de Donna and Jessica de Brie, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, in the west end of Providence, Rhode Island. And they started out small, and through their love of craft beer and experimenting, they soon made a name for themselves with their hoppy IPAs, pastry stouts and sour beers that they sold only in their own tap room. Now, by 2019, they had outgrown their locale and moved into a beautiful brick building at a former mill complex on Sprague Street, which had recently been restored to historic code. A tad later, they expanded across state borders to Roxbury in Boston, Massachusetts. And this place was a great fit for Long Live Beerworks. Firstly, because it's another restored historic brick building, but also because it was most recently occupied by California-based hard kombucha brewery Flying Embers. And before that, it was home to Backlash Beer. So a lot of beer history in that location. The Long Live Beerworks beer that we are having today is the double dry hopped version of their All-Seeing Eye, and it has many descriptions like Imperial IPA, Double New England IPA, Strong Hazy, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's a double dry hopped or DDH IPA, hopped with Simcoe, Citra and Kohatu hops and holding a firm 8.4% ABV. Now, the packaging, once again, really appeals to me. It's quite demure and reminds me of several things, from an old futuristic sci-fi movie poster over the Egyptian, Mayan or Aztec all-seeing eye lore, all the way to Illuminati myths. Now, John was friendly enough to put a little note under the tab of some of the beers. And this one says, a very high quality American IPA brewery. You might be able to find them over here, question mark. Regardless, it's good and a solid representation of the NEIPA. And actually, I might have seen one or two of these in Antwerp at an Oudan in station 1280, but I should check that. Now, I don't have a glass for this one, and no blame at all, but yeah, let's try this out immediately. So we are going up. We went from from 7 to 8.2 to 8.4, and I can already tell you this is not what I expected. Wow, this is like papaya juice, freshly pressed. What did he say here? A solid representation of the New England IPA. Yeah, I think you may have taken solid a bit too literal here. There is no light coming through that at all. This is the stout under the hazy IPAs. I love this. This is a kind of beer that I am not used to, and I feel a bit challenged, and I love that. So again, thanks a lot, John, for your selection. This is beautiful. This is like somewhere between beige and orange. Very, very juicy. Also very nice foam, slightly off-white, slightly yellowish. Yeah, very nice. This is a beer like we don't have them here, or we do have them here, but you really have to look for them. Yeah, sorry, couldn't keep to myself there. It is a bit less aromatic. Also, I have a cold, so but it is pretty hoppy. All I get is the Simcoe. I would never have guessed the Kohatu, but that is because I'm not familiar with Kohatu, so no blaming there. But it is very hoppy. It is also quite fruity, quite exotic. Way less than the two that we had earlier, the main beer company ones. But this is just, I would say, simpler, less complex in the nose. So I do get a bit of that tropical fruit here, but I would say it's quite undetermined. It is quite, I don't want to say generic because that has a negative connotation. I absolutely don't mean this negative. I just mean that this has a very, a general tropical fruitiness. Wow, this has a lovely mouthfeel. Again, relatively carbonated. Very juicy. And where it lacks complexity in the nose, in the aroma, it is exponentially more complex in the flavor. After that first sip, these 20 seconds, I've had a myriad of flavors already. First thing that I get is like tangerine or orange. Very juicy as well. Yeah, I get some slight sourness, but that might be boosted by the carbon dioxide. It is quite heavily carbonated. Some orange, also some orange peel or zest, a tiny hint of lime. So this is more of a citrusy IPA, even though that is the thing that I notice first, but it's definitely not the dominant flavor. I do get some yellow grapefruit as well, and then a bit of like citrusy tropical fruit like star fruit, a bit of pineapple maybe, but that might be my imagination. And in the back of the throat, it gets a bit peppery, and I love that detail. Yeah. Oh, I would love to have this beer with a like a lovely salted, salt crusted salmon, for example, or a nice marinated piece of meat on the barbecue. I would love this with barbecued spare ribs, for example. And whereas the first two beers were quite deceiving in their alcohol content, having an ABV of 7 and 8.2, I believe, tasting like 8, 9, or 10. This one has an 8.4 and it actually tastes like a 6 or a 7. So, interesting as well. Honestly, this is absolutely not what I expected. As far as expectations go, I expected this to be, well, not this hazy, so a bit more clear. I expected this to be a bit more dark, a bit more orange, for example. I have no idea why. I just think that it's the label. Naturally unfiltered. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. May contain sediment. I think we can agree on that. Lovely can, lovely look, lovely yet subtle aroma. But above all, a very complex and very interesting taste. Also an interesting aftertaste, even though it is very subtle, it is not that present. In the after flavor, I mainly get like grapefruit and orange peel, a bit of alcohol, a bit of carbon dioxide still, and again a bit of peppery flavor. I can't really put my finger on it, but and I do mean like fresh ground black pepper. I don't mean bell peppers or chilies or pimenta. I really just mean like fresh ground black pepper, the aroma, not the spiciness. Yeah. Again, completely blew me away. Very surprised by this. I'm being torn apart here between 375 and a 4. I'll decide on that later on. I still have this entire glass to decide, but let's say it gets another high score. I would never have expected to score so many IPAs that high. Definitely not in a row. But hey, 3 more to go. Because spoiler, the last one's not gonna be an IPA. But yeah, love it. Let's call it a 375 going on 4. Again, I can't thank you guys enough, yeah, John and Robert. I hope to see you guys again soon. I'm really enjoying this. Should have done this way earlier, but life happened. But yeah, to everyone watching, thank you guys again so much for watching. If you like this video, let me know down in the comments. Hit that thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe and hit the bell icon. You'll get notified whenever I upload something, or just tune in again every day at 7. And I will see you guys again tomorrow with, you may have guessed it, another IPA from the Boston, Rhode Island-ish area. And I think tomorrow we're going for one from a brewery where John works. Yeah, let's go with that one. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Cheers.